This woman spent $2 billion to build a custom, burglar-proof skyscraper, all to protect against a single thief. The entire security system was programmed with over 10,000 data points on Lupin's muscle and skeletal movements. Anyone showing even a 1% resemblance to Lupin, the system would accurately identify and arrest them. To catch Lupin, the woman sent out a special invitation, and even wore a silver coin worth $3 billion as bait. Upon learning of this, Lupin immediately decided to accept the challenge. However, the entire building was riddled with alarm systems, and equipped with tens of thousands of surveillance cameras. Breaking in by force was simply impossible, but Lupin soon discovered that all this equipment relied on 4 generators in the basement for power. As long as he disabled those 4 machines, the entire building would be completely paralyzed. But Lupin couldn't do it alone, because if even one machine malfunctioned, the system would go into emergency mode and instantly seal off the entire building. So he had to cut off the power to all 4 machines at exactly the same moment. To round out the team of 4, Lupin promised to pay them with the stolen silver coins, and managed to lure his ex-wife, Fujiko, into joining. However, no matter how much the 4 trained, their timing was always off by 0.1 seconds. But if they entered the generator room without authorization, the building would automatically explode within 3 seconds. To make matters worse, the security company's promotional truck drove by every day, as if deliberately humiliating them. Finally, after thousands of failed attempts, 3 of his teammates chose to quit. But even if he were alone, Lupin would never admit defeat and lose face like that. He remained determined to take on the building by himself. Fortunately, at the last moment, his teammates returned, and decided to stand by him until the very end. On the night of the operation, the woman suddenly realized that all the visitors at the scene were disguised as Lupin and his crew. It turned out that to throw the guards off the scent, Lupin had launched an offline treasure hunt, inviting the audience to participate in the heist. Although the security system could accurately distinguish between real and fake participants, the scene was so chaotic that the security guards had absolutely no way of pinpointing the real Lupin. Soon, Lupin and his team reached the entrance to the power plant. However, just as Lupin was about to give the order, the woman suddenly cut off their communication. Without communication, it was impossible for them to complete the mission. Just as Lupin and his crew were at a loss for what to do, a promotional truck happened to drive slowly past the building. Lupin instantly came up with a plan to use the sound of the advertisement as the signal for their coordinated action. Thanks to the 4's seamless teamwork, the power to the high-security building was cut off, and Lupin successfully stole the silver coin worth tens of billions. However, just as Lupin and his crew were preparing to flee the scene, the police came chasing after them from behind.